All right, don't adjust your televisions or laptops or cell phones or however you're watching this shit. If you're watching this shit, I don't know what you're doing with your Wednesday evening. It's very late. Go the fuck to bed. But I'm here with James Kelly, who is a very special guest to have on Busting Balls tonight. Obviously, the official podcast of the Ballbusters, Staten Island softball team, two-time fall champion. And for James Kelly, actually doubled that. I believe a four-time Samson League champion. He's on our line right now.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. Cy Young? How you doing tonight?
What's going on, Richie? Thank you for having me, aka the Skip, aka Capitan. Gracias for letting me on the podcast tonight.
Absolutely, de nada. Welcome to the show. I can't say it's been a while because obviously we talk all the time,
This
but
is
it's
true.
been a while since we've seen each other. But it's great to always talk to you about some ball, man. 2021, what a hell of a year for the team, but what a year for you. And this was a coming out party for someone that we didn't know how much was we didn't
Oh,
know what kind of weapon we had on this team for all these years. Obviously, you did it with the bat for so long. You played a
th-
great outfield as
this
well
is
when
true.
needed.
Yeah.
But the mound was something we didn't think was part of the plan. I mean, I go back to the spring of last year. The plan was Chris and Dwayne, Chris Piazza,
Yeah.
Dwayne Barra. And it
Well,
ended up becoming James Kelly at the helm in the biggest games. And you just crafted yourself into a pitcher. So when did this start? This pitching thing. When did you pick it up? When did you learn a knuckleball? I need to know it all.
so listen. So I'll tell you. So I do play. I was playing on Saturdays. I was playing for my work league for the hospital, and they didn't have a pitcher. So we were like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I could just throw. It's like it's a regular league. It's just a Saturday league. Had to have had to have two girls in the league, whatever it was. So I'm like, you know what? I could just throw. I could get up there, throw strikes, and then it came down to, you know what? Let me try to throw. Let me throw this pitch that I've been teaching myself. So back in high school, I taught myself how to throw a knuckleball overhand. So I was like, you know what? I probably could do it underhand.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried it out, and then I saw it to myself, and I was like, this thing is working. And no sooner did, and it was fifth borough, so it wasn't like a terrible league. It could have been worse, it could have been better. But listen, I was striking out four, five, six people a game, and I'm like, this is pretty wild. Like, I'm throwing no more than 5 miles an hour. so so I was like, you know what, let me get down to it. And then I know I believe, I think I texted you and maybe Sip, and I said, hey, like, yo, give me a shot on the mound, and I'll show you what I got. And sure enough, it came to fruition. And the hot the hottest dance move of the summer was the knuckleball, and it carried right into the fall.
And we could probably call this podcast the Battery Mates Pod because obviously I've been on the receiving end of a lot of those dancing knuckleballs.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
it is very wild to see this pitch literally dance. And I haven't been so crossed up since my high school catching days of actually catching baseball. But the knuckleball, like, I'll start here and then I'll end up over here and the ball will still be past me. Like, it's the wildest thing. What you did, and I went on record in saying this, and if you hadn't heard me say, you'll hear it from me for the first time.
Yeah.
You had probably the most no, not probably. You had the most remarkable season I've ever seen, as far as both the summer and the fall, the postseasons combined, and what you did on the mound and what you did at the bat. I made the funny comp to Shohei Ohtani
Yeah,
on the
you did.
Instagram page, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no better comp right now. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
Shohei's the hottest thing in baseball, and Kelly should be the hottest thing in softball talk if there ever was press.
yeah.
I'll throw you guys on Twitch if anybody's listening. We You have one viewer. I don't know how, but we have one viewer. And for the one viewer on Twitch, I can tell you right now that ERA in the fall for James Kelly, a 3.50. And I always say, like, if you have anything under a 6 in softball and in slow pitch softball, it's
It's
impressive.
it's pretty impressive.
3.50 in 26 innings pitched, and in the postseason gets even better, 2.83. And I mean, those first 4 games of that postseason that you threw were
I
some of
was
the most
lights.
unbelievable games I've ever seen one pitcher toss in. Uh,
And
it was something else.
to be honest, it's just very natural. It's not like I throw hard, I don't throw anything, but I do have to commend and compliment probably one of, if not the best infield outfield combos I have ever stepped on the field with. And I appreciate my boys in left and left center, Johnny and Russo. To this day, these guys played, but I honestly, not to toot the own horn, but when I was on the mound, I just felt like the morale was up, the team was up, everybody played for each other. It was
Mhm.
just a very nice feeling to
Yeah.
go out there and pitch well and be able to keep our team in a game.
Absolutely, man.
So,
And you're and obviously it's awesome to hear you throw your infield and outfield the praise that it deserves because they were absolutely fantastic. But so far through these one-on-ones and busting balls, I've heard almost every single person throw your name out there as this guy really held it down. This guy kept us in games. This guy was the biggest was if not, I mean, Johnny obviously voted MVP, but this guy was an MVP for our team. And you won the Cy Young for both the regular season and the postseason. Well deserved.
yeah.
Congratulations to you on that. So I guess for your peers, I guess I don't know if you have an acceptance speech prepared or whatnot, but to your peers that voted you on the Cy Young, what do you got to say to your teammates?
Well, I mean, I'm not one to shy away from the mic and the spotlight here. So no, I would have to say I do appreciate them and I do thank them. But like I said, at the end of the day, I would never be able to do it without a solid defense behind me. I mean, listen, from top to bottom, our team fielding played their asses off, played their hearts out, and some of the catches that come to mind really for my boy Mikey Roos in the outfield.
Yeah.
Gotta give it up to him. Freaking diving catches behind his head.
Hmm.
The half the thing. I mean the kid really gave it his all for me, and I definitely appreciate that. But you know what? At the end of the day, like I said, I just felt like the team and the morale was up, and I would have to say that I kept everyone as an individual and a peer on the mound. Never lost my cool.
Hmm.
I never lost my head. And I think that's what really we needed on that team is
Yes.
somebody to step up and be that person on the mound and say, hey, listen, like the other team is going to score, they're going to hit, but
Hmm.
we're going to do it better.
I've never seen any pitcher ever have so much confidence in what was happening, not within himself, but with everything happening around him. And I think that kind of confidence uh, was positively met by everybody else because I think kind of just rubbed off on everyone. And
I,
now everybody around you are playing their best kind of ball. And that's what you love to see. And, we've had our years where, of course, like it gets tough. It's frustrating. You're on the mound, you're trying to do your best
yeah,
and there might be a misplay behind you and it might be tough to have that mental recovery, but
yeah.
you just know how to just say forget it, we're moving on to the next play. And that's I commend that of you because it is it's tough, but
This
I love seeing it.
and I would have to say the grit, even and those last two games, because those last two games that I pitched, they were probably those were probably the worst
Yep.
games I pitched, to be honest, and they were squeezing the shit out of me. They were those umps were squeezing me real bad, and
Hmm.
for me to hang in there, and we still gave each game, even the second game we lost, there was still an opportunity to win. It
Oh
wasn't like it
man,
was a blowout game. It was very close. It was
fucking
still close.
Ox, man.
I know.
Fucking Ox
It was,
was really really on you.
they were really trying to screw me there, thinking that I really was the Cy Young. But you know what? I tip my hat to them. If they're gonna push me and try to make me better, then you know what? I guess I
So
gotta
be it.
come out a little better for the summer.
Speaking of pitchers, obviously those first two games against the Storm took a lot on you. Again, we're pitching and playing against the best team in
Oh,
the league. I mean,
absolutely,
obviously we're the best team in the
absolutely.
league, but outside of
Yeah,
us, the
yeah.
best team in the league. Um, we turned the ball over to Chris, game three, a guy who only saw one inning of the mound in
One
that
inning of
postseason.
the playoffs. Yeah,
His
yeah.
last game of his career. What do you got to say on Chris's performance in that game 3?
I mean, honestly, I know you came up to me, and I was the better person. I said, listen, we maybe we need to switch it up and let's see how it goes. And you put me at first just in case any trouble or anything. But you know what? That was the best thing. And I really, if we sold our rights to Netflix, I think they'd pick it up right away for that storybook ending at the end, because they honestly, you couldn't write a better
Mhm.
story for that man, and I appreciate that a lot, because you know what, he really didn't know any of us. He became friends with us like through that, and he really made a bond with us for over 10 years, I
Mhm.
would say. I mean, I came to this team a little later on, but I've still been here 5 6 6 years. It's been a long time. I've been on this team, and I've never seen a team. And even Chris, I commend Chris. I'm very happy, and I hope I got some big shoes to fill as the new as the new number as the new number one spot with
And
with
I'll add to that. So you mentioned your tenure, and I think it's 7. I think you're entering your 7th year with the Ballbusters since joining. What keeps you
yeah.
coming back, man? Obviously, congratulations on the re-sign. You're definitely going to be coming back to the team after the year you had,
Definitely.
100%.
I
But
had you sweating a little bit. I was gonna put another hat on before and joke around with you, but
we can
no,
leave the
but
Pegasus hat in the closet. That's all good.
yeah, but listen, yeah, I know you guys for a very long time. It's at this point in my life. I just turned 30. I know. I mean, ideally, life gets in the way. Everything gets in the way. Ideally, I have maybe five really solid seasons left, if that. Like maybe 5 years, summer and fall. So it's like, you know what? I'd rather play with my friends, win, lose, draw. I'm just happy to be out there and get on the field, and just keep every in the game.
That's it. And we look forward to it come
Oh
2022.
yeah.
James Kelly, the
I
newest addition to the Ballbusters.
I also got to say, I think that stat line on the bottom. I think you gotta add one other championship, because I believe I did win a fall with Johnny Pignatelli and Mikey
Oh, okay.
Russo.
We can add another one in there. I don't know about else.
We might have to throw that one in there. I believe I was a fall champion. Uh, what was it? Twice with you, I believe. Once with Matty Boy with the Royals,
Mhm.
and I think with Johnny. So that would be
Oh,
my
so I had it
four.
right. I had 4.
Yeah, but we won one in the summer also.
Oh, so a 5 time? You got 5 times?
I believe I have a five
You're
time.
the Booker T of the Samson League? All right, well,
Yeah.
listen, the good thing about editing is I can update it right then and there, and there
Oh
you go.
yeah.
But, yes, Mr. Kelly, I'm so happy that you are back with this team to from the very beginning of the season too. We're gonna say, "Hey, James Kelly, that's a race right there. He's our number 1
And
pitcher." He went from
and
not even considered an option this time of year last year as a pitcher,
oh
but
yeah.
now you are leading the staff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's great. I just look forward to maybe changing some stuff up. Listen, I know I gotta go to pitch, but it would be nice to have one or two more, you know,
Of course.
at the end of
Absolutely.
the day. So it's really on my behalf to try to outperform myself, which I know it will be very difficult to do. But I'm just happy to, like I said, keep everybody in check. I would like to be. I feel like the pitcher on the field should be the leader out there. Should be a little bit of a be like a confidant. Everything else should know really what's going on, and I'm just very happy that I'm able to do that.
James Kelly, fall 2021 Cy Young Award winner and post Cy Young Award winner. We'll see you in 2022 for the spring season, my man.
It sounds good with me, Richie. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.